Now, if you haven't read that joint by joint approach article, I strongly encourage you to go back and read that, because that'll put a lot of everything I'm about to talk about in much better context. You can understand kind of what I'm discussing without having to refer back and forth. Now, I will say that the joint by joint approach has been criticized by some people. Again, very smart people criticize it, very smart people believe in it. I think it's a very strong way to understand the basic structure of a human being and be able to apply it practically to your clients. We're not doctors, we're not physical therapists or chiropractors. We're just relatively normal people who like to work out. We want to help people get in better shape. So this is a really easy, practical way to understand the human body and give you a very quick and day-to-day reference, so you know exactly how to address people's, not issues, but help them work around things and help get them better at some things. Now, just a real quick overview of the joint by joint approach. Our ankles, our hips, and our thoracic spines and our wrists all need to be mobile. These are all joints that move around in different directions. Obviously, our ankle only moves back and forth. However, our hips move in all sorts of directions. Our shoulders move in all sorts of directions. Our T-spine has a lot of mobility. Our upper thoracic spine has a lot of mobility. You can turn a lot at your upper back. Compared to our knees, obviously our knees only bend in one direction, our ankles only bend in one direction, but our ankles need to be mobile while our knees provide stability. So if we look at the joints around our knees, our ankles, and our hips, they both need to be mobile, and our knees need to provide stability. So if our mobile joints, like our ankles and our hips, aren't providing that mobility, then our knee has to start making up for that mobility or that lack of mobility. And the knee isn't meant to do that. The knee needs to provide stability. So if it has to make up for lack of mobility, you're going to start getting pain. Same thing with our lower back, our lumbar spine. Our hips need to be mobile, and our thoracic spine needs to be mobile. If our hips are tight, or our upper back is tight, then our lumbar spine has to start making up for that lack of mobility, and our lumbar spine needs to be stable. There's not a lot of rotation happening at your lumbar spine. So if you start trying to rotate and crank through your lumbar spine, you're going to get a lot of pain. So this is the basis of understanding the joint by joint approach, and just a practical understanding of the human body for a trainer. It's very, very simple. So like when a lot of times people have knee pain or lower back pain, it's not the knee itself that's causing that pain. It's the ankles, it's the hips, or it's a combination thereof. Same thing with the lower back. I forget what the percentage is, but I think it's 75 to 85% of people are going to experience low back pain. Are you going to have to deal with low back pain as a trainer? Yes, you are. So understanding that it's not the lower back by and in and of itself that's causing the pain. It's a lack of mobility at the hips. It's a lack of mobility at the thoracic spine, or a combination thereof. So being able to understand this joint by joint approach is really important, and it really helps also shape the warm up and why we do the specific exercises or the certain exercises or target the specific areas that we target.